My ex-best friend showed up at my wedding and changed everything. Maya and I used to joke that we were platonically married. That's how close we were. We met when we were 9 years old, on the first day of 4th grade. I was the new kid, nervous, quiet, and trying not to stand out. Maya sat next to me, leaned over, and whispered, "If you don't talk to anyone today, I'll talk to you enough for both of us." And she did. By lunch, we were sharing snacks. By the end of the week, we were inseparable. Sleepovers every weekend. Homework together. Late night talks about crushes, fears, and dreams we didn't even understand yet. We grew up together. We didn't just know each other, we belonged to each other. She was loud where I was quiet. Brave where I was cautious. She pulled me out of my shell, and I grounded her when her emotions ran too wild. We balanced each other in a way that felt effortless, like it was always meant to be that way. We promised each other that one day, when we got married, the other would stand beside us. Maid of honor. Godmother to future children. Auntie Maya. Auntie me. It wasn't just talk. It was fact. Our futures had each other written all over them. And then, one fight destroyed everything. It started small. The kind of thing that shouldn't have mattered. I had just started dating Daniel, the man who would later become my husband, but at the time, he was just a guy I met through work. Kind. Gentle. Quiet. Safe. He made me laugh in a calm way, not loud chaos, but peace. Maya didn't like him. Not at first. She said he was too boring. Too safe. Not ambitious enough. And worst of all, not good enough for you. At first, I brushed it off. Maya had always been fiercely protective of me. If someone hurt me, she wanted to burn their world down. I thought this was just her being her. But over time, her comments became sharper. He's holding you back. You've changed. You don't laugh the same. You don't need someone like him, you need someone who challenges you. I tried to explain that I wasn't less happy, just differently happy. That peace wasn't boring. That stability wasn't settling. But she didn't hear it that way. At the same time, her life was falling apart. She had just broken up with her long-term boyfriend. Her job was unstable. She was struggling financially. I was there for her, listening, comforting, showing up, but I was also building something new in my life. A relationship. A future. A sense of stability. And somewhere in that shift, she started to feel left behind. The fight happened on a rainy Tuesday evening. We were supposed to meet for dinner, just the two of us, like we always did. But Daniel surprised me with tickets to a small concert I'd wanted to see. It was last minute. I hesitated. I didn't want to cancel on Maya. But I did. I texted her. "Hey, I'm so sorry, something came up tonight. Can we reschedule?" She didn't respond for an hour. Then she wrote. "Something always comes up when it's me." I should have called her. I should have slowed down. I should have listened. Instead, I replied defensively. "That's not fair. I cancel on Daniel too." She wrote. "You never cancel on him for me." That wasn't true, but it felt true to her. So I went to her apartment instead. I wanted to talk. I wanted to fix it. I wanted my best friend back. But the moment I walked in, I could feel the tension. She didn't hug me. She didn't smile. She didn't ask how I was. She just said, "So what's so important that you keep choosing him over me?" "I'm not choosing him over you," I said. "I'm just trying to balance." "Balance?" she snapped. "You barely answer my calls anymore. You cancel plans. You bring him everywhere. You're disappearing." "I'm not disappearing," I said, my voice shaking. "I'm growing." She laughed bitterly. Growing away from me. That hurt. And instead of softening, I matched her energy. You're not the center of my life anymore, Maya. That doesn't mean I don't love you. Her face changed. I could see something crack behind her eyes. Oh, she said quietly. So that's what this is. You've replaced me. That's not what I meant. But it's what you said. No, I said. You said I'm not important anymore. I never said that. You didn't have to. Then she said the thing that shattered everything. At least my ex never made me choose between him and my best friend. Something snapped inside me. Maybe that's why you're alone, I shot back. Because you push everyone away who isn't willing to revolve around you. The room went silent. I immediately regretted it. Her face went completely blank. You think I'm alone because I'm difficult? She whispered. I think you sabotage your own happiness, I said, tears in my eyes. And now you're trying to sabotage mine. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me. Wow, she said. So I'm the problem. Not you abandoning me. I didn't abandon you. You left me behind. No, I didn't. You did. We went back and forth like that, voices rising, words cutting deeper, until she said. I was there for you when no one else was. When your parents were fighting. When you were depressed. When you couldn't get out of bed. And now you act like I'm just optional. And I said something I can never take back. Just because you helped me through hard times doesn't mean you get to own me. Her face crumpled. She didn't say anything for a long moment. Then she walked to the door, opened it, and said. Get out. Maya. Get out. I left. And neither of us ever reached out again. At first, I expected her to text me. She always did. She was always the one who reached out first after fights. Always the one who softened first. Always the one who refused to let us stay angry. But days passed. Then weeks. Then months. And nothing. I told myself she needed space. I told myself I'd apologize when the time was right. But the time never felt right. And slowly, painfully, our silence became permanent. I would reach for my phone when something happened. Something funny, something sad, something exciting, and then remember she wasn't there anymore. I would see something that reminded me of her, a song, a coffee mug, a place, and feel a sharp ache in my chest. I stalked her social media at first. Then she blocked me. That hurt more than I expected. It felt final. I grieved her like a death. Not dramatic grief, quiet grief. The kind where you go on living, but something always feels slightly off. Like a room in your house that's locked forever. Life moved forward. Daniel and I grew closer. We moved in together. Built routines. Built memories. Built a future. 2 years later, he proposed. I said yes through tears. And in the middle of that joy, there was a quiet ache, because the first person I wanted to tell wasn't there anymore. Wedding planning made her absence louder. Who would I call to help me choose a dress? Who would I vent to about seating charts and family drama? Who would stand beside me at the altar? I chose my cousin as my maid of honor. She was wonderful. But she wasn't Maya. I didn't invite her. Not because I didn't want her there. But because I was terrified. Terrified she wouldn't come. Terrified she would come and reject me. Terrified I'd ruin my own wedding by reopening a wound I didn't know how to heal. So I stayed silent. And the silence stayed. What I didn't know then was how deeply Maya had been hurting too. After our fight, she cried for days. Replayed every word. Every tone. Every accusation. She felt replaced, not just by Daniel, but by my entire new life. She felt like she had lost her person. And worse, she felt like she had lost her worth. She wanted to reach out 100 times. She wrote messages and deleted them. She rehearsed apologies in her head. She imagined different endings. But every time she imagined reaching out, she imagined rejection. So she stayed quiet. And silence became habit. And habit became years. 6 years later, Maya saw my name, not in her phone, but on a wedding website. She froze. My face. My date. My wedding. She stared at the screen for a long time. Then she closed her laptop. Then she opened it again. Then she cried. Not because I was getting married, but because she wasn't there. Because she never said sorry. Because neither of us did. She told herself she wouldn't go. She had no invitation. No place. No right. But something in her wouldn't let go. She couldn't let me walk down the aisle thinking she didn't care. She couldn't let my wedding pass without at least trying to make things right. Even if I rejected her. Even if I told her to leave. Even if she embarrassed herself. She decided she would go, not as a guest, but as a human being who needed to say 2 words. I'm sorry. For weeks, Maya prepared herself. She rehearsed what she would say. She wrote letters and threw them away. She practiced apologies in the mirror. She imagined every possible reaction: anger, indifference, tears, rejection. She didn't sleep much. She didn't eat much. She kept asking herself, do I deserve forgiveness? Do I deserve closure? Do I deserve to be there? She almost didn't go. The morning of my wedding, she stood in front of her mirror in a simple dress and told herself, you're not there to be seen. You're there to make peace. She drove to the church shaking. She sat in her car for 10 minutes, gripping the steering wheel, breathing in and out. She almost turned around. Then she walked inside. I didn't see her at first. Then I looked toward the back of the church. And there she was. Standing alone. Hands clasped. Eyes nervous. My chest tightened so hard I almost dropped my bouquet. My heart started pounding. For a moment, I thought I was hallucinating. Then our eyes met. And everything came rushing back. Every sleepover. Every secret. Every laugh. Every fight. Every tear. Every year. She looked exactly the same. And completely different. Older. Softer. Sadder. Braver. She looked like someone who had been carrying something heavy for a very long time. I tried to focus on walking. On the music. On Daniel. On breathing. But my heart was beating for a different reason now. I avoided her. Not because I didn't want to talk, but because I didn't trust myself to. But I couldn't ignore her forever. So finally, I walked up to her. My voice shook. Why are you here? She looked at me like she was memorizing my face. Her eyes filled instantly. Because I couldn't let you get married without telling you I'm sorry. That was it. Not a long explanation. Not a defense. Just the truth. I'm sorry. And something inside me cracked open. Years of pain. Years of silence. Years of unanswered questions. Right there, surrounded by laughter and music, we cried quietly into our napkins like we were 16 again. She told me she never stopped missing me. I told her neither did I. I told her I thought about her every time something big happened and she wasn't there. She told me she thought about me every time her heart broke and she didn't know who to call. Then she said, I was so afraid you wouldn't want to see me. And I said, I was so afraid you wouldn't want to see me. We hugged. Not a polite hug. Not a quick hug. A real hug. The kind where you cling. The kind where years fall away. The kind where something broken starts to heal. Later, we found a quiet corner and finally talked. Really talked. We apologized. For the words. For the silence. For the pride. For the assumptions. For the hurt. She told me how abandoned she felt. I told her how controlled I felt. She told me she never meant to push me away. I told her I never meant to replace her. We both admitted we were scared. Scared of losing each other. And ironically, that fear is what caused us to lose each other. We laughed through tears at how stupid and tragic and human it all was. Later, she stood beside me in photos. Not because she was supposed to. Not because tradition said so. But because it felt right. She laughed with my family. She danced. She smiled. She cried. She belonged. That night, after the guests left and the music faded, she hugged me again and whispered, "I missed you so much." I whispered back, "I missed you too." And this time, it didn't feel like goodbye. It felt like coming home. I didn't just walk down the aisle that day. I walked back into a friendship I thought I'd lost forever. And this time, we didn't let go.